the fortune cookie in bed game.
The fortune... Wait, hold on.
Oh, hang on. I haven't finished my thought. The equivalent of the fortune cookie in bed game, where you add in bed to the end of any fortune cookie, being when you go to a lake house or any kind of vacation home, adding bro to the end of every...
Exactly, yeah, seriously.
Every platitude that's on the wall.
Golden maple syrup, bro.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter what it says.
The best memories are made at the cabin, bro.
As long as it's sort of homey.
Welcome to the lake, bro.
Put in some garlic, too.
There's got to be others around here that I'm not even seeing, too.
Yeah, there's one in my bedroom. I'm trying to remember.
How about this one? Welcome, bro. Welcome to No One Can Know About This, a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy. I'm Jeff Ekman.
And I'm Ryan Kazmiski.
And here we go, part 2 of the season premiere of season 4.
Yeah, we wanted to give you guys a little bit of progress in the game at least.
Yeah.
Right? So we're trying to push ahead a little bit.
Right. I mean, we were gone for a long time. You deserve more content, right? You know, it's the big two-parter. But before we get started, we are incredibly excited to begin a new, incredibly useful segment for our listeners.
Yeah, we wanted to add some value to the show beyond Final Fantasy, and a very dear friend that we've developed over the internet.
Yeah, Daniel K., who's doing some of his own incredibly brilliant audio-only Let's Plays. Go listen to Daniel K.'s Let's Plays. And he's been nice enough to do a live weather report for us. So we're going to go and throw to Daniel right now, Daniel K., and he's going to give us a report. And
it's really going to just help set your mind in the right framework to begin your day.
Take it away, Daniel.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Ryan. Hello, NoCat listeners. Yeah. So, seeing as this is the first episode of this brand new semi-regular segment, I think I better introduce myself a little bit, huh? So, hi, I'm Daniel K. Alright, let's get on with the episode. Like Jeff and Ryan said, this is going to be a live weather update segment. The idea behind this is, it's just going to let you listeners know what's going on outside. So if you want to go out after the ep is over, you know what to expect, and if you need a hat or some sunscreen or whatever. So, here goes with the first live weather update. Let me just open up the door to my shed here, and let me poke my head out. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. Oh, it's raining. Man, it's really bucketing down. Oh. If you head out right now, you're going to get absolutely soaked. Pack a raincoat, pack an umbrella, gumboots. It's just miserable out here. Well, okay, this first one went pretty well. Back to you, Jeff and Ryan.
Meteorology, we love you.
Thank you so much, Daniel. You heard him. If you're out there in podcast land, pack a raincoat. Don't forget your umbrella.
It's going to be a bad one today, so get your mind in that framework.
Now that you're there, let's get on with the episode. Where we left off last week, we had just gotten the big flashback reveal of Cloud and Tifa's past.
I know, what seems at the time like the most pointless promise ever made between two children.
Where she was like, one day, if I'm in trouble, promise me you'll come save me.
The vaguest promise of like child, like when you're a king and I'm a princess,
right. And she's also going, now she's like this terrorist in the slums going, I'm in distress.
I mean, I
need to be saved.
You've got to give some credit to the, it's like, you got to try absolutely everything before you give up. She's like, what now? Okay.
Oh yeah, I said a promise when we were little kids. Yeah.
Like, just try.
So that's where we pick up, is like coming back from the flashback, and we're in Tifa's bar, and the team is coming together, our terrorist group called Avalanche. Yeah, here we go. Okay. I woke up alone in the basement. Good morning, Cloud. Did you sleep well?
Man, they were all about and there's options. You choose what you say.
I know. Our target's the Sector 5 reactor. Our target's the Sector 5 reactor. Head for the station first. Yo, Cloud. Before the next mission, I got something
yes.
I want to ask you. I don't really know how to use materia. Well, either do I. Okay, I'll explain it. You wouldn't understand.
You wake up to a new day of tutorials, basically. Like,
Yeah.
Barrett walks in, and one thing that's funny about how they approach it in this game as opposed to other ones is instead of having your character learn how to use it,
Right.
everyone else is a dumbass, because you've been in Soldier, and you know all about weapons and materia.
Yeah.
And so now we start with Barrett, and then we wander around the town explaining to people how to play the game.
It's hilarious.
Sure, I'll explain how materia works.
Okay.
First, access the menu.
Okay.
You know the basic functions.
Uh-huh.
The triangle button brings up the menu.
Uh-huh.
Directional buttons move the cursor.
I know that. Now you're in this menu. Alright. Remember Final Fantasy 1?
Yeah.
Where you would open up the menu and be like, what is any of this?
And there wasn't even very much of it.
Right.
There's so much more now, but it feels so less.
Well, here it's going like, here you can see the materia's effect on you.
Uh-huh.
It's not wise to overuse magic materia, but try out various things. Marlene, you watch the store while we're gone. How old is Marlene?
I don't know, like 10, younger.
She's gonna watch the fucking store? Serve people
School
fucking
of Hard
alcoholic
Knocks,
drinks?
dude. She's growing up inside of a terrorist cell, man.
You're right. So we walk back up that tower from last episode.
Yeah, we go back to the Final Fantasy school, which is in a cage room in this game.
Yeah, and there's a save point hopping around that we find. Mm-hmm. This is where. Oh shit! What the fuck? What was?
He was like, "Come back tomorrow."
Yeah, but what is that?
It's the save point.
It jumped around. This is the fabled save point.
Oh, this is Final Fantasy School.
At a
This
save
is the
point,
Final Fantasy School of Hard Knocks.
you can use a tent and/or select save.
There's more too. Look for something called Secret.
This is jumping ahead a little bit.
But when you leave Midgar, once you get to the world map, you can save anywhere you like. Remember that.
I like that they're like, look, I'm jumping ahead.
I feel like in a modern game, they would parse this information out, like, as it happened.
Right, yeah.
But in this one, they're like, 8 hours from now, remember our conversation. Like,
It's a question mark.
Is that what it is?
I mean, it looks like it to me.
Yeah, I
but-
see that. Because it looks like a C dancing on top of a diamond.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like.
But I would
something
think it would be an S dancing on top of a
floating
diamond.
over. Is it supposed to be like a disc or something?
Maybe it's save with a C, like C-A-V-E.
No, that's just cave. Says.
C-I-A-V-E. Save.
Save
At
point.
the save
Save
point.
point.
I think we get so bored with the information they're giving us that by the time they tell us stuff we should be paying attention to, we're just like clicking through it and we
Yeah.
don't pay any
Because
attention at
most
all.
of it's stuff we already know,
Most
but
of it's
there's
like,
some stuff
hey,
that
if
we
you-
don't know yet because it's a new game.
If you go to a save point, you can save your game, which is like the third time we've been told this, and we've played all those other ones. It's like, hey, this box has treasure in it. We're like, we get it.
Beginners, make sure and keep an eye out for me. It didn't say saved, but it did bling.
Do it again. Do it again. Yeah. Because that bling is just it loads the memory card up.
Oh,
It's like bling. Here's the memory card.
dude, I haven't been saving.
Yeah, I thought you might not have.
Jesus Christ!
2 hours
How many
and 8 minutes in.
Fucking steps. I did have one save
Hey,
from
this
like
place, you did.
20
you
minutes
did.
in, but Jesus. I didn't know I was flying without a nut
But I
like
don't
that.
think you even saved after you beat the first boss.
Whoa, dude, that could have been really bad. Smack, knock, help. You gotta hang in there. Your limit gauge is just starting to build. In the corner of this room are two kids. One of them is like punching the other one over and over again, going, I'm just trying to get your limit break up.
Yeah.
As we mentioned in the last episode, the limit break is a thing where the more damage you take, the higher it builds, and then once it's full, you unleash a crazy attack.
Yeah, so the idea of an older brother teaching a younger brother about their limit break by being like, no, just seriously, I just gotta punch you one more time. Oh, that didn't do it. Okay, just hold on. Just hold still.
This is something my brother wishes he could have done to me.
Yeah, except at the end of it, instead of just being beat up, you then unleash your ultimate attack
Yeah,
and, like, maybe
exactly.
kill your brother.
They're just punching a kid, going like, "No, don't worry, your limit break is gonna come.
That would be so.
It's gonna be awesome. Don't worry."
Trust me, that's such an older brother thing to do. You're just like slapping the shit out of him.
Don't
kid.
be a pussy.
Don't be a.
You're gonna get your limit.
Your
break.
limit break is. I'm just bringing up your limit break, you piece of shit. I'm just bringing up your limit break. Just bring up your limit break. Okay, now your limit gauge is full. Go ahead and use it. Fight with your limit technique. And she glows and punches him out. No, that would be like the older brother move is the younger brother would be like, okay, my limit break is ready, it's ready. And he's like, nah, sorry, you died.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
You died before you got a chance to use it.
Yeah, that is.
And nobody else is around to give you a Phoenix down. How to use the buttons.
It's like, well, I hope you'd figured this out by now.
Dude,
'cause
how
it's
could you
been
have
like 2
gotten
hours.
here
Yeah.
without knowing
Yeah,
this?
seriously.
Wait, L1 and R1 to turn quickly?
I'm the position cursor. Call me whenever you're walking around confused.
One thing this game mercifully allows you to do, if you hit select, a cursor appears over your head, which indicates where the hell your guy is.
Alright, that's delightful.
But it also like puts red dots over any of the entrances and exits so that
Yeah.
you know where the hell they
And
are.
anything you can interact with, because as we've said before, a lot of the screens in this game, like where you're supposed to go in them, is not clear even a little bit.
It's very obscured. And this helps.
Because
Pretty
there's
busy myself.
seriously sometimes you walk onto a screen, I remember, and you're like, where is my dude?
I love that this thing's like, I don't always show up when you need me. If I don't show up, sometimes don't get mad. It doesn't always work
I love that
the way you want it to.
instead of like testing it until it was fixed, they were like, we'll just have it say that sometimes he can't hear you.
Later.
We can fit all the text we want onto one of these miraculous CD-ROMs.
I received all the materia.
Oh no, this is a cool materia called All.
So we finish up at Final Fantasy School and go back to that kid's bed that we slept in yesterday, which is way nicer than the floor of a bar.
It's true.
Ooh, he's like, I love this kid's bed. I sleep here every day.
Here. Take over for a little bit.
Alright, boy, this feels good.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
You like how that feels?
Oh yeah, get some light.
Yeah. Oh. The best memories are made at the cabin, bro.
Oh yeah, we mentioned some of the kitschy shit that's on the walls,
Yeah.
like on lake time. One of them that I just saw was best memories are made at the cabin.
I'm trying to think
Yeah.
of like a really good one. Protect this house with love and friendship, bro.
Johnny says, I'm leaving, going far away. But when I come back, I'll be a better man. Now I ain't got no one to pick on. All my friends went off to die in the terrorism. What a shitty place.
Yay, I get to be on a beanbag chair behind the couch.
Never forget to enjoy the little things in life.
Or the big beanbag chairs.
Haley, aren't you happy to be here?
It's train time, everybody.
So we all make it back to the train station. Mm-hmm. We do a quick check-in on the lovers by the lamppost.
You know, this is the first time we've ever agreed on something. Yes, well then, shall we? Yes, yes, we shall. Yes, let's get on the train. Everybody agrees, let's get on the train.
Did they just die? Or...
What just happened?
I'm not sure, but I think these two just had a suicide pact and killed themselves.
I mean, these two people are standing by the light pole. Last night they were like, I love you so much, blah, 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 blah.
But we can't
Today
make it to
they're
the
like-
train graveyard, and
they're
there's no
like,
place to be
you
alone.
know, this is the first time we've agreed on something. Yep, and then they fall over and they're just moaning on the ground. I'm not going to stop us every time something like this happens because the NPCs in this game sometimes just are totally confusing. But I
Yeah.
feel like this one warrants. If anyone out there has a read on this of these two people, did they die right now?
I'm pretty sure it was a suicide
But
pact
they
and that
still
they can't
talk
love.
when you talk to them.
Because-
And nobody around freaked out.
You're right.
Like
I don't have a
know
good
what
read on
just
this.
happened.
I don't know.
Wait a minute, what the fuck?
What did they just agree on and do? I have no
Did
idea.
they just commit suicide together?
I don't know.
They
maybe.
look like dead on the
It
ground.
kind of seems like it.
Anyway, we get on the train, and Barrett does the first thing that he does is get all the other passengers out because
Right.
we are hoodlums.
Well, and the same guy he was like fucking with last night is just trying to go back to work today,
Right.
and he's like, "Oh my god!
Every time.
like, why do I have to live in the
The
slums?"
subways are so dangerous.
Hoodlums again. Don't I just have all the luck? Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
You say something? I said, you say something.
Look at his stupid face.
Is it like... You working for Shinra? This is a Shinra manager.
Yeah. I won't give in to violence. He was like, Barrett, you can't just cap people on the train.
Yeah, seriously.
Fuck you, lucky fuck.
Dude, this guy was about to Bernie Gets this situation. He was gonna pull out a gun and then get off.
Yeah, I mean, he's walking around. He's already got a gun out no matter what he's doing.
Right, exactly.
Fucking machine gun.
Like, I think that anybody could prove self-defense by taking a gun out and shooting Barrett.
Yeah. So what's our next target? Yeah, should we discuss this kind of shit before we head out?
Ha! Listen to Mr. Serious about his work.
Cloud's like, "So what's the details on the mission?" And Barrett almost makes fun of him for it. And
Right.
if I were Cloud at this, I mean, we'll learn later why Cloud is in no position to question anything anybody
That's
tells
true.
him. But like, how can you, as a mercenary, work for a group like this?
Can you
Like, we're
imagine-
doing
yeah.
literally the most serious thing ever, and people are like, "Yeah, lighten up, we'll figure it out."
Right,
when
it's
we
like,
get
look,
there."
we... Yeah.
Jesse's probably already told you, but there's a security checkpoint at the top plate.
Which Shinra is very proud of.
Is Shinra a person?
No, it's a company.
Okay.
Like a power company. But even worse, if you can imagine that. Alright, in 3 minutes, we're jumping off this train.
Got it.
There's this fucking witness here.
Yeah, this guy has to die. Cloud, come over here. Let's look at the railway map monitor.
Jesse already showed me, Tifa. That's neat.
Oh god, this fucking X-ray of Deep Space Nine.
Exactly, yeah.
So Tifa has like the same moves as Jessie.
Yeah.
She's like, "Hey, Cloud, come check out this neat monitor with me." You know?
Right. And then we're going to get real close to each other to look
and
at
I'll
it.
whisper in your ear about trains.
Yeah, tell you
going
about
into
it.
tunnels.
But as it gets going, Tifa realizes that we've already seen it and isn't as impressed, and she's like, fuck, my plans don't
I
work.
know, she's gonna have to think of a whole new way into our hearts.
It looks like you've seen this already. What?
It looks like
It
that.
looks like you've seen this already.
Because he's not amazed by it.
Jesus
Otherwise,
Christ.
obviously, if he hadn't, he would just be like, wow!
I thought that she looked at the machine and was like, this looks like you've seen it already. This has the markings of you've seen it.
You know how that works, how you can tell when someone has looked at something.
Mhm,
It leaves
Exactly.
an eye residue. Since the way you see is you shoot tendrils of mucus from your eyes that connect you to an object
Everything that
You
That's why the
lean
walls
information
around here
through the
are
membrane.
covered in that
Yeah,
goo.
it's-
Because we've looked all around this
Everyone's
place.
eye goo has its own signature, musk. It would be disgusting. The whole world would be filthy.
Look, I mean, there's all kinds of ways the world could have been.
You're right,
and
you're
We're
right.
just lucky that it's not.
We're
you
lucky
know?
it is the way it is.
It's alright. Come a little closer. See, we're all adults here.
We're all grown-ass
Look at his
teenagers.
pants. He's like MC Hammer.
We all don't, we're all still ready to explore our
That's odd.
bodies.
The ID checkpoint was supposed to be further down.
So while we're getting closer to Tifa, the security checkpoint gets set off and red lights are flashing on the train and it's time to run.
Yeah, it seemed like something must have gone wrong with our IDs or whatever it is.
It's almost as though our plan isn't going to plan.
Our plan isn't going to plan. Oh no, they engaged the security system.
Unidentified passengers confirmed. A search of all cars will be conducted.
How do they confirm that unidentified
Type-A
passengers were but
security
not know where
alert.
they are?
Fuck. Someone blew it.
14 seconds. Car 1 locked down, upgraded to level 2 warning.
Oh no. Hurry, they're gonna lock down the cars and then we're all gonna be stuck. Oh no, run everybody, lock down. Come on, move.
Run. got 10 seconds to get through this car. Lockdown.
Lockdown, upgrading more to level 3. God, can you imagine being on this train that somebody is constantly yelling over the speaker, level 2 lockdown warning? No, never mind, fuck that, we're upgrading to level 3.
Fuck that, we're up to level 3 already. Oh my god, you're not gonna believe what's coming next, but it's the next number.
Ladies and gentlemen, so hard to run diagonally on this.
It is hard to run diagonally, right?
Yeah, well, it's all
It wants you to
diagonal.
do a bunch of diagonal shit when you're running around.
Upgrading to maximum security alert.
Oh fuck.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your fucking asses.
Hold down the X button to run. Tifa, what the fuck? Get out of the way.
Alright, yo, this way.
Look at this suspicious fucker.
Yo, there's a guy on the left. What the hell is this
Dive out of
deal?
here.
Yeah, the shadiest looking motherfucker in like a top hat and coat is there on the train, and we continuously wonder if this guy's coming back.
No, he's in our group. We don't realize that's disguised Avalanche. Like, they somehow changed clothes, and they're looking shifty.
That's not one of the people that we know, or is that like Jesse
No, I
or
think it
Biggs?
is.
That is?
Yeah, I think so. Let's keep watching, because I think that's what it ends up being. I think that guy is, like, somehow suddenly in disguise.
Yo, don't go getting your spiky ass hurt. It's only the beginning of the mission. Yeah. He shrugs and jumps out. That's how you know he was the top of everything at Soldier 2, the elite military academy.
Because he shrugged a lot. Yeah, he talks back to
Doesn't pay
authority.
attention to instructions.
That's how he rose to the
Seems
top.
like he doesn't take anything seriously.
So there's 3 shifty motherfuckers, which it turns out are Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse in disguise all of a sudden.
Yeah, they've somehow changed clothes. We meet up with them, and we all jump off the train.
We jump off the train.
Good. So far, everything's going as planned. I mean, more or less, I guess. Better not let your guard down till we get to the Sector 5 reactor.
Now we all become one person. Like, right now. Where do you think I am?
I have no idea. And oh, you're what? No way. That's not where I thought you were.
I didn't either.
This is such a different universe than the previous Final Fantasies.
Right.
Like, they were like, let's do a Final Fantasy in a world that's not about princes and swords and...
Right, yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's swords. Don't get, like,
There's
we're gonna have
it's like,
swords.
it looks more like a butcher knife.
Right. It's not.
And there's guns.
And there's definitely guns.
So we run into Jesse in, like, an air duct.
The ID scan problem on the train was all my fault. I made your ID card special. So that's why it happened. Oh no. Everyone just wants to just bone Cloud so badly that they're fucking all this shit up.
They're fucking it up.
I put my heart into making it, but I failed. She put her heart into making his fake ID special. What? It's
And she
not a
fucked it up.
Valentine.
It just needs to get me over the border.
You could have just made it normal. Next time I'll give you something more decent.
An ID card is not something you need to put your soul into.
No, the idea of using that as an opportunity to, like, win someone over, like, I'm gonna make a fake ID and it's gonna melt their heart. Like, it is so stupid. Like, yeah, no wonder this terrorist organization is in such dire straits. So we make it to the reactor.
The Sector 5 reactor this time.
Yeah, which a cool thing they do in this game is, like, the architecture of the reactors is all similar but different, if that makes sense. Like, they actually thought about, like, how they build them. And so
Yeah.
there's, like, repeating sort of architectural
They're like,
themes.
yeah, they used the same blueprints.
Exactly, yeah. Which, yeah, it's cool.
Very much like the layout of the other one. There's a place you gotta jump here.
Okay.
Ladder here. It's like we had seen it somewhere else before. I don't really remember what happens right after this at all.
Well, one day I want to be as cool as Sephiroth.
Yeah. I'm gonna be curious to see if we can figure out what Sephiroth's deal is or not. All will become...
As clear as it's gonna be.
Yeah, more details are gonna be forthcoming, but...
Well, I don't expect to understand it by the time we finish playing it, but I hope to understand it by the time we finish editing it.
My memory of this game as like a middle schooler is that none of this makes any sense at all and never adds up to anything, but thankfully that's not the case.
Yeah.
God, the normal walking speed is so unbelievably slow. It's crazy.
It's insane.
It's
how slow it
nuts.
is.
Like, you
It's
would
really
walk around
only-
like this? Oh my god.
It's only for precision. It's not there to be used.
Okay, so he just like walked up to the reactor and had a ringing in his head and fell. Yeah, I think it might be a flashback.
Okay.
So this is the point when I think most people would go try to find a doctor or something, because like as soon as Cloud gets near the reactor, he like falls over again. And
Which
has
happened at the previous reactor.
Yeah, it's like you could put a watch to it. Like,
Right.
oh, watch, once he gets like 5 feet away from this thing,
Flashback
he's going to
time.
collapse.
So we go to a flashback, which is in another reactor.
Yeah, that it is, but it's a completely different one. Like it
Right.
looks like more steampunky. I don't know. It looks
Yeah.
different.
Okay.
There's this heartbeat. Tifa says, Papa, Sephiroth?
Tifa's yelling that her father's been killed.
Yeah, and she's screaming about Sephiroth. It's really confusing at this point. Just hold this information in your mind.
Cloud is there, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy lying there. There's a sword next to him. It looks like this guy's dead. Tifa called him Papa. Oh, Sephiroth did this to you, didn't he?
Sephiroth, Soldier, Mako reactors, Shinra, everything. The world sucks. I hate them all. I hate.
So we flash back to now.
Yeah, and Barrett is just like, oh, come on, Cloud, give me a break.
Damn, man, get a hold of yourself. I'm a badass. I don't need help.
Don't worry about me, because I don't worry about anything.
So he gets up and he goes to set the bomb on the reactor.
Switch on.
Oh, they have their nest fucking with us.
How so?
Oh yeah, while stuff is happening in the game, we're still settling into this cabin.
Yeah, and
I realize they have a Nest thermostat, which they have set to max out at the heat of 73 degrees, and a bunch of other stuff where, like, they're scheduled to be turned down in the middle of the night on you.
right, so we are continually having to like go back and be like, no, seriously, we want it to be warm in here.
Right. And the people who own the cabin are like, no, seriously? Fuck you.
I start to suspect that they're like on their phone,
I would
watching
do
us
that.
change it and being like, nope,
Nope.
going back down.
Yeah.
But the heat suddenly went way down.
Jesse said we all have to push the button at once.
Okay.
Oh god, this is the start of some serious bullshit that this game throws at you.
This is our first exposure to what the instruction manual refers to as an event.
Is that what they call
Yeah,
it?
we're trying to escape this reactor, but if we want to open the door, all three of us have got to raise our arms and slowly hit a button at the same time.
Yeah, and there's no indication of when the button press starts.
Right.
When you should press the button.
Yeah, the way this works is like the two people standing across from you will, without any warning, lift their arms up above their head and then lower them.
And slam onto the button.
Your goal is to hit X right before they lift their arms so that you lift your arms at the same time, but there's no way to know, really.
This is what they call a two-man solution, where two people have to turn the key at the same time, and they look at each other, they make eye contact, and they go 3, 2, 1,
I
and
know,
they
there's
turn.
no countdown. These people, like, why can't Barrett just go 3, 2, 1, X?
And then do it.
It's like a two-key,
Shit.
two-man solution.
No good. Let's try again.
Wait, what?
Fuck, I went too
Are
early.
you really, like...
Yeah.
Dude.
Fuck.
What? How are you supposed to know when to start?
You just gotta do it until you get it. Yes.
Oh, there you go. Alright.
You just get a feel for it.
Wow,
you know?
that was...
I mean, how did this make it into the beginning of the game? Like, watching this again, this is not a fun thing.
There's so many experiments in this game. Like, so much of the first disc works like this, where it's stuff that sucks. That's not fun to do. It's impossible to understand what you're supposed to do.
It really is like they were just trying a lot of different stuff,
Yeah.
and they didn't even probably have a read on whether it was good or not. Like, they did it, and they were like, it works.
I mean, it's possible that they were like, the novelty of this 3D and all the things that are happening is so unique that you're not even going to realize that it sucks.
If you just
I
put
hope
the button
that's
in
teaching
the
you something else that they're gonna
I don't think it's important.
Look at these red dogs.
I would just say expect more of that.
You know,
Doing what at what time?
you know what's cool about these dogs? Their tails don't start from the bottom of their butts, they start from the back of their necks.
Yeah, and are they like dogs or are they like cats? And we're leveling up like the Dickens.
Like the Dickens.
Like Charles Dickens.
Like Charles Dickens. But he was always leveling up.
Doing all that grinding, getting paid by the word and whatnot.
Getting paid grinding out those words.
That's what they always told us in high school.
Yeah, well, that was a funny mixed message in terms of like, he's great at writing. He
Just did as much of it as he
did
could.
as many words as possible.
The pennies.
It's like, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was also like all sorts of other times, and many different times as well. Anyway, I should probably get going on this story eventually. But let me tell you more about these two cities. Let me tell you a whole tale.
And there was Florbo Land. That's what that book is like, right?
Yeah, it's like
It's about two imaginary cities that aren't real.
a Roald Dahl book.
Okay, I'm escaping. This way. Uh-oh. Shinra soldiers. A trap.
They trapped us.
Check it out. President Shinra?
President Shinra.
Oh, so maybe Shinra is a guy also.
Okay.
He's like Mr. Sony.
Jonathan
why
Sony.
is the president here? So you all must be that... What was it?
Snowfall off of a mountain? No. Avalanche.
And don't you forget it. And you're President Shinra, huh?
Yeah, we have our first confrontation with the president.
Yeah, he's like one of the many faces of the Shinra organization that we'll be battling throughout the game.
We're going to try to break this down, but one of my biggest complaints about the game when I was playing it was that there were so many named enemies. So many bad guys with names.
This was mostly a problem, I feel like, for like the first disc until
Yeah.
you're like really deep in it and you've had meaningful interactions with each of them. Like
Yeah.
for the beginning, they're constantly just dropping. They're like, oh, this is President Shinra, and these are his lackeys, and on
Right.
top of that,
But
here's his
everybody's
scientist.
got a name.
And everyone is named, and all of them are important somehow.
So the president walks up to us and is like, oh, you're that terrorist group, Avalanche.
Yeah.
I guess good to see you.
You must be that soldier I heard about who quit and joined.
Right.
Like, there's a handy plot device in
I
this
can
game.
tell
where,
by your eyes.
yeah, if you've joined Soldier, they've injected Mako right into you.
And turned your eyes blue.
Yeah.
I knew you'd been exposed to Mako from the look in your eyes. Forgive me for asking, but I can't be expected to remember each person's name.
Yeah, please forgive me, too, for not remembering all the names in this game. And sometimes fucking them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
Unless you become another Sephiroth. Yes, Sephiroth, he was brilliant. Perhaps too brilliant, some would say.
Sephiroth.
There's a whole lot of anime pauses in this game.
Yeah. Sephiroth? Yeah.
I'm a very busy man, so if you'll excuse me, I have a dinner I must attend.
Yeah, the president's like, I gotta go eat, but I arranged for a boss fight for you to deal with right now. So here comes my mech machine.
Yeah, and my helicopter's here to pick me up. Do you think villains, before they do one of these, like, okay, I'm gonna confront them, but I'm gonna act like they're nothing? How do you think they psych themselves up to like not react? They're like, okay, what's the plan for the evening? I should talk about my dinner plans.
Right.
Stay on track.
Yeah.
Don't let them fluster you.
Think about, it's like a lie detector test where you
Right.
have to keep your mind on something
Exactly, because
specific.
if you stop acting totally flippant, your power is gone.
What's that noise?
What the hell is that?
Meet Airbuster!
Techno
A
Soldier.
techno soldier, our weapon development department created him.
The
I'm
WPD.
sure the data he'll extract from your dead bodies will be of great use for us in future experiments.
Look at that
Wait,
toy
President.
helicopter.
He jumps on the little helicopter and he flies away. Yo, Cloud. We've gotta do something about him.
Fucking hit it with the electric guitar.
Yeah, just shredding. God, while we fight this, like, floor buffer.
Yeah, he's a cleaning machine that somebody over-designed.
Seriously.
He's like, now see my new terrifying robot, and it looks like it's made out of, like, you know, whenever you see someone who's like, we've built a real hovercraft, and you see it like going around a warehouse, and you're like, that thing isn't a vehicle.
No.
Like, that thing can
It's
barely
on tethers,
stay upright.
yeah.
Like this thing is like a floor buffer that floats an inch off the ground and slowly kind of like
Tilts back and forth.
Like, definitely this is from the experimental weapons department.
Oh,
this
for
thing is
sure.
not finished.
No, they're experimenting with it. They're
Yeah.
like, maybe this will work. But also, we hit Tifa's first limit break, which is a slot machine.
Oh, good. Gambling is a fight mechanic. My favorite
Our
thing.
fucking favorite.
Her limit break is a slot machine. I got yeah. I got a yeah.
Okay. Yeah?
Beat rush.
Okay.
That
I want to listen to this in the
is.
car.
Braver. Man, it has taken all of my effort to not just play music from this game.
Of course it has.
I'm like, oh, we're gonna hear it.
Yeah, it'd be better for me to hear it here rather than
Turn function, non-operational.
counterattack. Titan bangle, huh?
Anyway, we beat the floor buffer, and because we're on this bridge, when the floor buffer explodes, it like leaves a hole, and Cloud holds on to the edge of it.
Whoa! He really blew up.
It's gonna blow.
It's gonna blow? It already
Let's
blew.
go, Tifa. Barrett, can't you do something? Not a damn thing.
Yeah,
And it's an intense like, Cloud, no!
It's, you know, it's one of the few times where I've seen a scene where it's like, I'm gonna grab your hand, and it doesn't even build up to them falling.
No.
I think it's like Barrett's like, I can't reach. And then he falls.
Cloud, please don't die. You can't die. There's still so much I want to tell you. I think I've gotten the message.
I know, Tifa.
We have no idea the stuff Tifa needs to tell us. Like, she keeps this to herself.
At the time, I'm just going, I get it, you like me.
Yeah, no, it's...
Like, I don't know what's going
we
on
can't
here.
get into it now, but, like, Tifa is the holder of the secrets.
The holder of all secrets.
Shit, can't hold on much longer. Barrett, hurry.
God, Cloud says shit.
You gotta do it yourself.
Pull yourself up by
Just
the
like a
bootstraps.
punk rock band.
Is this gonna leave you here? Yeah, here we go.
Oh, what he was saying was earlier about what's gonna blow when it's... Okay, so the floor buffer blew up, and right after that explosion, Barrett says, it's gonna blow. He's referring to the bomb that we planted on the
Yeah.
other thing. So then that explodes, making Cloud let go of the bridge. And then Barrett pulls Tifa back, and they run off, and Cloud falls.
Cloud falls like a feather.
Wow, that looks so ridiculous. And then Cloud died. Game over.
Now we go to one of this game's favorite techniques, which is a blank screen with some text showing up. And you're like, who's talking?
You alright? Can you hear me?
Yeah, this game really likes to, like, put you in a situation where you're like, I hear music, and there's a voice.
But there's like two different
Mom,
types
is
of
that
voice.
you? Like, it's like, who is this? You never know, really.
Yeah, back then, you could get by with just skinned knees. What do you mean by back then?
I think 7 years ago or
What
whatever.
about now? Can you get up? What do you mean by that time?
But there's two different types of voices here because there's like the voice that he's hearing in his dream, and then there's like text boxes that pop up that indicate that like there's people outside of his sleep area talking.
I'll give it a try. Oh, it moved. How about that?
And unless you have the luxury of going back and rewatching it again and again, this usually, like, whenever I see this, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He wakes up.
Take it slow now, little by little. Hello?
Hello?
I know. I think we're nailing the artsy nonsense of this.
Hey,
Who are
who
you?
are you?
Hello? Hello?
Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
So Cloud finally wakes up from his weird dream.
In a church.
In a beautiful
a
church.
beautiful, like, wooden cathedral.
Sitting in a bed of flowers, which I have a lot of questions about what the deal is with this church, because the flowers are, like, the floorboards are ripped up and there's flowers coming in the middle. But it also seems like the floorboards might be pieces of the roof that crashed down from when Cloud came through. So what's happening in this room? It's just a fertile ground under this church?
I think what's happening is, the floorboards are ripped up and there's flowers growing, and the flower bed broke his fall, I guess.
After the roof broke.
The
both
roof
of
helped,
them,
and then the flower bed, because as we all know, flower beds are soft.
Right.
Like pillows.
They're perfectly like
Anyway,
pillows.
he's fine. He's fine.
And that flower girl from earlier is here. Mm-hmm. Standing over us.
The pink worm.
You okay? He fell. Look at this crater. He just like.
Did he fall through the ceiling of a church and land in some flowers?
Yeah, this is a church in the Sector 5 slums. Because he blew up the Sector 5 reactor and he fell down into the slums below.
And in this world, there's no falling damage.
No falling damage in Final Fantasy VII, apparently.
Because that's not like a soft bed of flowers.
This is not what happened to Locke's,
and it's the flower
Locke's
chick.
girlfriend.
No.
Yeah,
no.
it's the flower chick.
From the very opening sequence of the game, she was holding a basket of flowers.
And now the mystery of the flowers is solved. They came from here. I mean, that was really bugging me.
I was wondering, a basket of flowers, like, that's like Chekhov's flowers.
I know, exactly. And now, that's just great.
Now it's been paid
Why
off.
are we making a meal out of here?
The roof and flower bed must have broken your fall. You're lucky.
Yeah, the roof
The
and the
roof
flower
and the
bed.
flower bed broke your fall. That's alright. The flowers here are quite resilient because this is a sacred place. You can trample all over them
Do you
and
think
they'll be
that's
fine.
That maintains the beauty of the original translation. The flowers here are quite resilient because this is a sacred place.
My God.
What the fuck does that
You're
mean?
totally right. Something like truly deep.
Something that we're missing.
Originally. They say you can't grow grass and flowers in Midgar, but for some reason the flowers have no trouble blooming here. It may be because this is the only place with direct sunlight, but I don't know. Don't you remember me?
You're trying to remember. Oh, I know you.
Oh, I'm so happy. You didn't buy any flowers for me, though. Oh, could I have?
No, I don't think so.
That's okay.
Man, it never occurred to me how much the beginning of this game is like. And then all the girls flirt with you constantly.
Say, do you have any materia? Yes, Nowadays you can find materia anywhere. But mine is special. It's good for absolutely nothing. That's what's so special about it.
God,
It
when
doesn't
you
do
just meet someone and they're like, let me tell you my secrets. They're fun.
Good for nothing. You probably just don't know how to use it. No, I do. It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, this materia that Aeris has, or that this flower girl has, this materia that doesn't work is pretty important.
Yeah, that's going to be a major plot point in, 30 episodes or
Keep
something.
it in your minds.
So-
My crystal isn't working. Everyone else is like, I'm pretty sure they do something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that conversation...
No, they have magic powers.
This is exactly the conversation that's had every
I
week
just-
at
I
like
just
those
can't get it to
spiritual
work, yeah.
crystal gatherings where
God, I want
one
Norm
person
Macdonald to
is
just
going...
show up at things like this.
Yeah.
He's like, God, I just can't get the darn thing to work.
It just doesn't work
Yeah,
for me.
I know, it must just be my problem.
Yeah.
There's no way it's that it doesn't have magic powers.
Say, I feel like talking. Do you feel up to it?
It
Yeah.
sounds like the most fun thing we could possibly do.
After all, here we are meeting again, right? Wait here. I've got to check my flowers. It'll just be a minute. Ooh, look at me checking all my flowers. Oh, I can walk around here. Now that you mention it. We don't know each other's names, do we? My name is...
So we've established that the one spoiler that I have walking into this game is that there's somebody named Aeris and that she will die.
Yeah, now this lovely flower girl is like, hey, my name's Aeris. Nice to meet you. We're going to go on lots of long adventures together and fall in love, probably. I mean...
And as soon as I see Aeris show up on screen, I'm like...
It's just like, how invested can you really get in a character when you're sitting there going like, is this it? Does it happen now?
Honestly... pretty invested, because
think, yeah.
you regularly forget about that because there's so much in this game.
I do think it worked out like that still.
But right now, we're just looking at the character name screen, and it just says Aeris. And
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, well...
We know your fate.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Aeris.
I mean, yeah, what a bummer is not like. How are you supposed to take
because
any of
why
this,
would I?
like,
Why would I do? Yeah, like, because I don't think I would see it coming.
No, probably not.
Right now, this game has totally lulled me into a place of like I've forgotten that things are gonna get dark at some point.
I mean, the thing is, it happens right here, so. I'm kidding, it doesn't.
Of course, it doesn't happen right here. It wouldn't be satisfying or memorable.
I know, it wouldn't be a spoiler at all.
Yeah, it would be
Flower girl who doesn't matter, dies.
I'm Aeris, the flower girl. Nice to meet you. Wow, this is such a great meet cute.
Yeah, he fell through the roof like it's some kind of cartoon character.
Onto her
What's so funny?
bed
What are you
of
laughing at?
special flowers.
He deflowered her church.
Oh. yeah, he broke
That's-
right in through the
Hey,
roof.
your mind made that gross. He literally took flowers out.
Yeah, that's true, you're right.
Sorry, I just... Suddenly everybody stops and
Yeah.
you're in control?
Sorry, bad timing on my part.
Man, it's crazy how much of a spoiler it really is. Whatever, I'm gonna try to forget it. Cloud, don't let it get to you. I mean, I'm never gonna be able to forget it. Whatever.
Don't let it get to you.
So I'm pretty sure Aeris was about to seal the deal, but but the Turks interrupt us, who we're about to learn are going to be some of our, like, what'd you call this? They're kind of like the ultras of this game. They're like
They're more
recurring
rivals than they are enemies.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
not. They're not like, we don't like hate them. They just are in our way.
They're
and
an
we're in their way.
organization that gets used for multiple purposes,
Yeah.
and they do their jobs, but they're not like, they don't have like a philosophy of evil.
And beating them won't like save the world or
No,
anything.
no.
But they are the like recurring sort of comedy bad guys. I don't
Yeah.
know how else to put
The
it.
first one shows up now and is looking at us from the entrance of the church.
He has the unfortunate name of Reno.
Say, Cloud, have you ever been a bodyguard?
Then get me out of here. Take me home. Okay, I'll do it, but it'll cost you. Well, then, let's see.
Well, then let's just see what I have to offer you.
Yeah, under my robes.
Go out with you once.
How about if I go out with you once?
The bad guy is in the entranceway looking at both of us, and Aeris is working out a deal for us to be her bodyguard.
Yeah.
Part of the deal is that we have to go out with her.
How would you feel about it if somebody offered to pay you with a date?
I'm kind of curious if that were to ever happen. I would be interested to see where that leads.
Yeah, I would too, but it's a really, like, you've got to be pretty sure about the situation to
Yeah.
offer that up as payment. To
Yeah.
be like, I can tell.
I know that you want
would
this.
accept this as
Yeah,
money.
Yeah. A stranger? No.
Take me on a date.
But she convinces us to be her bodyguard, and we start fucking off out of here. And we don't start fucking. We just fuck off. You know what I'm saying.
Reno. Wanted him taken out? I haven't decided yet. This guy's name is Reno.
Don't fight here, you'll ruin the flowers.
Is this church, like, ever in session?
No, I think this building is like all abandoned.
Do they call it in session when it's a church? Or is that just in court?
Church is now in session. No,
The honorable...
they don't call it.
priest?
No, that's not in session.
So we're just gonna run away from that.
Oh my god.
I'm getting a little tired.
I am too. I was
I kinda
thinking
wanna
I wouldn't
hit
be,
a save
I would
point.
be up if we hit a save to call it early and get
Yeah.
to bed and
Have a full day.
eat the full pint tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, exactly.
Just to remind everybody, we arrived at the cabin at like 9 p.m. or something.
Yeah, and we didn't really get the game working until 10.
Right. So
30 maybe.
Here we are. It's, the end of part 2 of the premiere, and we're already ready for bed.
Yeah, I'm excited to get to the next day because listening to this, I was like, oh yeah, I've been at work for a month without a day off.
We were really tired at the start of this.
Like, I'm barely articulating my words. I'm sitting there going, yeah, there's a flower girl. And then there's Reno. And then
This season's going to be like a train that gets up to speed.
Yeah, it always, if you've listened to our show before, you know that just like the games, it takes a little time.
Good about 10 hours in.
Get going. Yeah.
There they are, over there. What should we do? Jump, flower girl. The Ancient is getting away. Attack, attack. The Ancient?
Yeah.
Hey, Yag. Aeris.
Okay, so now we enter another event.
Right. Reno has, chased us into the most destroyed part of a church I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I wouldn't walk around on these stairs.
Are we still in a church?
Yeah, we're in, another room.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's basic. I can't tell what this room would be.
Me either.
Maybe a bell tower or something?
Oh, that's with the bell tower broken in the middle of it?
It could be.
Yeah. Okay, so on the rafters of the bell tower, up above, and I'm talking a
2 stories above.
2 stories above and a 6-inch wide beam is a barrel sitting precariously on the beam in the middle of it.
Yeah, so this
whoever put this barrel here had to walk out onto this dangerous beam above the thing and place it in this specific location.
Well, and they're all over, too.
They're they're not grouped up.
Yeah, so I think you run up that ladder.
Damn.
And you push barrels.
Oh, what?
What happens in this event is Aeris ends up falling off of one of the rafters, and is below you, trying to run from soldiers. And you're supposed to push barrels onto them.
Right,
but
to help her progress.
It's designed in a way that the barrels never fall directly down.
Right.
The only way to hit soldiers with a barrel is to know exactly which barrel will hit which group of soldiers before you even start this.
And I don't.
I've never done this correctly, I think, in all the times I've played this game. I don't think I've ever once hit a soldier with a barrel.
And every time that you miss, Aeris is like, what the hell are you doing? And then gets into a battle.
So it basically becomes this, scene where you're going, I'll save you, Aeris, and then you don't, and then you don't, and then you don't, and then you don't, and finally
and then you do.
She just catches up with you and you move on.
Your work didn't matter.
Yeah.
Here's a barrel. If I could just push it over, push the barrel. Oh, Cloud, what are you doing? I just dropped it on the other side of her. I picked the wrong barrel.
I do seem to remember I could never figure out how the fuck you were supposed to tell which barrel was gonna fall where.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Oh, Cloud, what are you doing?
You dumbass. What are you doing?
I'm not good at this. I'm like, hold on a minute, and I push a barrel, and it goes nowhere near her.
Oh my god.
I hope it comes out of this battle screen and Cloud yells down, I'm just trying to get you to level up a little bit. You're a little bit behind.
Hey, Aeris, just let him hit you a bunch. Your limit break will fill up. It's not even a big deal. Just let him shoot at you a little bit.
Hold on a minute, I'm gonna push over a barrel. This one?
Either one, really.
Is there a correct one?
I think there's a correct order to do them in, but you just kind of have to know what it is, I think, right? How else would you know?
Well, that machine gun is very ineffective.
Yeah, he needs to get that thing looked at.
It's a fucking machine gun. His punches do 3 times as much damage.
So Aeris catches up to us, and we're in the rafters, and there's a giant hole in the roof, which is where Cloud fell through.
Yeah, and I just really want to impress on everyone the scale of the inside of this roof, because, it's big, and the hole that we're going to run out of is, enormous.
Oh my god, if Cloud did that...
You could fit a car in this hole.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we step out of this hole, the church is, a little bigger than we are.
Yeah, we're, on the roof, and we're as big as fucking the entire building.
Across the roof rafters. This looks so cool. What? Oh, wait. Maybe it's over here.
Press select.
Okay, there you go.
Alright, yeah, sure. Yeah, that obviously is the way. Wow, look at the scale on this church.
Jesus Christ.
You're sitting on top of it. What the fuck? Oh, wow.
They're looking for me again. You mean it's not the first time they've been after you? No. They're the Turks.
Watch out for those nasty turds.
That used to be the Ottoman Empire. The Turks are an organization in Shinra. They scout for possible candidates for soldier.
This doesn't totally make sense to me, but the Turks are like regularly going after her.
Yeah, it seems like the Turks have been kidnapping Aeris in slow motion for her whole life, is kind of the read I get.
They called her an ancient,
Yeah.
when we were chasing after us. So I don't know what they know or when they think it's appropriate to put her in a jail cell, but...
Yeah, I'm going to get a little ahead of us here, just to say what I think about it. The only thing that seems reasonable to me is... Because what we're going to learn is that Shinra has been looking for Aeris for a long time, hypothetically. They must just know she's in the slums and just keep tabs on her, and every now and then be like, hey, maybe see if you can get her if it's not too much. I have no idea, man. I don't know what's stopping them from kidnapping her. I don't know. I honestly don't, because it doesn't seem like it would be that hard.
No, but she's just going, oh, that's a thing that happens to me from time to time.
Yeah, the Turks show up and follow me slowly.
Anyway,
and
let's
shoot
go
at me.
home.
Why are they after you? There must be a reason, right?
Oh, nothing like my past or who I am or where I'm
No,
from.
not really. I think they believe I have what it takes to be in soldier. Look at me, I'm clearly soldier material. Flower girl?
Parts of this game, when you're running around, it's like this beautiful cinematic, but also you like do these little hops from like platform to platform that are extremely video gamey.
Yeah, that's like a new kind of screen for this game that's purely atmospheric. Like, you don't come back here. This is not exploring. You just hold left, and Cloud kind of hops from vantage point to vantage point. And I mean, he's got some ups.
His leg muscles must be
He just-
intense.
With the slightest little like hop, he like just leaps onto buildings.
It's magic, Trip. It's magic. Puff, wheeze, slow down. Don't leave me.
I thought you were cut out to be in soldier.
Oh, you're terrible. Cloud, were you ever in soldier? It's only my least favorite thing to pretend that I want to talk about.
I used to
Or
be.
something like that.
How did you guess? Your eyes, they have a strange glow. A mark of soldier. But how did you know about that? Oh, nothing.
The story won't be
Or
interesting
something.
later if I tell you my secrets now.
Come on, let's go. Bodyguard. This is the way?
This is because they want it to be like a movie, right?
Well, they're nailing it. Gotta be a save point at some point. My house is over here. Hurry before he comes. My house probably has a save point in it. I fucking hope.
There's fights here too.
Ooh, look at those things. Are those needles or teeth?
They're teeth that are like needles.
Fair enough.
Or it's a crazy looking butthole. I don't know, the front could be the other end.
It is like if a colon became its own organism and then
Like
stuck
colon just said, I'm
stuck
out of
in-
here.
Yeah, and then it was like I also am gonna like
Striking out on my own.
stick a bunch of needles in. Well, it's like you sat on a cactus and then it was like fuck this, I'm out, and it took a bunch of the needles with it. Oh,
There we
okay.
go.
We found a save point.
Lovely.
Okay.
So that's the beginning of Final Fantasy VII. Don't forget to actually save.
Yeah, let me fully save. So what's happened so far? We've escaped. We've like blown up a reactor. A bunch of shit's going on.
Yeah, really
They're-
not
They're
very
getting
much at all
Mako.
has
Yeah,
happened.
very little has happened story wise. I feel like we haven't really started.
We've been a little slow, yeah. Yeah, so like we know that we're helping out our childhood friend who has since childhood joined up with this terrorist organization.
right.
And
And this energy company is destroying the world.
absolutely everyone we meet has a mysterious past.
And that's the first full episode of Season 4 of No One Can Know About This.
Yeah.
A big two-parter. We've established the story. We've met Aeris. We've met Barrett. We've got the team coming together. We know Tifa.
Yeah, I mean, compared to the other ones, I'm amazed at how many characters they give you access to right away. Like, we already have enough people to choose a party.
Yeah, well, it starts in media res.
It does. It really does.
It really starts in the middle of shit.
About as middle res as you can get. And looking back on this, I know if you haven't played this and you're just hearing it for the first time, this won't make any sense, but like how much of the story, like the clues that you need are actually right here in the first like 3 hours of the game. I didn't really realize as we were playing it.
Well, because there's no way to know that.
I know, but
until you're doing it the second time.
It's kind of blowing my mind looking at it and going like, it's all right there.
Yeah. Well, join us next week where we wake up and go grocery shopping for the week.
I know, you guys are going to love that.
Get ready for that. That's going to start us off, and then we're going to get back into it and really start our first full day of play.
Yeah, this will be, because it was like we kind of started in the evening, but tomorrow marks the first day of a string of days that are just full on nothing but Final Fantasy VII. And you'll get to see what that does to a person.
It does a lot to a person. It really does. So strap the fuck in. Oh, are you ready to enter the live stream?
I'm always ready to gain esoteric knowledge from the lands beyond our mind.
Formerly the billboard piece, now the live stream. Here we go. Hold
Jeff,
on to your asses.
Play the sound.
Let's go in. Wow, I'm always at ease in here, you know?
I know, it just feels like coming home.
So, there's the message. It's coming towards me.
That
I see
one
it.
looks
grab
beautiful.
onto it. Yeah, it's got a great look to it.
Now let's hear the words.
Scott Hughes has a collection of horror stories called The Last Book You'll Ever Read, coming out in early 2019 from Weasel Press, available on Amazon. For more information, visit www.writescott.com. That's WRITESCOTT.com. Awesome, that sounds great.
Yeah, that does sound really cool, actually.
Horror short stories, it's the last book you'll ever read, is presumably because you'll be dead after you read it.
Because you'll be scared.
Scared to death. I want to get the book. Why don't we go check out his website?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Dark foreboding background. A lovely picture of the fella.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like there's a wide selection of published works that he has listed here you can check out, and information.
Yeah, it says writer, teacher, and one-time stand-up comedian.
Yeah, and a man of many talents.
And he's got a new horror short story book.
That's awesome. Everyone should go check this out. If you're interested in reading some horror, it looks like there's a lot you can find here, and you should maybe look and write in your calendar when this book gets published.
Scott Hughes, thank you so much for your message.
Much appreciated. I always enjoy having an opportunity to come in here and learn what all of the people out there are doing.
All right, let's get out of this live stream. Hit the button. We're back. If you're interested in a live stream message, send us an email at nocappodcast@gmail.com. That's NOCKAT with the subject line live stream, and we'll make it happen. It's $25 a message. That's the gate fee to the live stream universe.
Yeah, that's our cost.
And we pass it on to you. With that, please rate and review us on iTunes. You can find us at nocappodcast@gmail.com.
Be sure to visit us on Patreon if you want to support the show.
Yeah, and if you want the video version or a free t-shirt, you can get it that way.
We have a couple perks there, and we're trying to think of some more incentives to support us on Patreon.
Yeah. So join us next week as this adventure really gets going. Get this thing up on its feet. But right now, here's a little No One Can Know About This dessert.
We're sitting here in the mountains.
Playing Final Fantasy VII.
What time is it? It's not even that late yet.
Like 9?
We've had pizza.
Yeah, that's 9.
The dog is laying on my feet.
Relax, man. You got a week of this kind of shit ahead of you.
Oh, yeah.